Wherever you are and whatever time of day it is where you are, it's a great joy to have you with us. So uh, let's crack on and tell you a bit about who we are and what we do. And this morning, we were looking at some of the big issues of the day globally, and perhaps introducing you to some of the work that we have done as the Burdett Trust for Nursing and Nursing Now Challenge. Now, that's perhaps something I should say. I should introduce myself. My name's Clare. I'm the Chief Exec of the Burdett Trust for Nursing. We are a UK-based grant-making trust, and we are the funders of the Nursing Now Challenge. So, can we have the next slide? Marvellous. Thank you very much indeed. So, we did a session, and Hassan and Hazel, who are part of the Challenges Committee, we did a session a little while ago for UK nurses, looking at what are the big issues for global nursing. And so we thought it might be good to share some of that with you all. So you may be totally familiar with this, but this is kind of, perhaps Global Nursing Policy 1.0. And we just thought it would be helpful perhaps to revisit some of the big policy issues for us as a nursing family across the world just now. So there are kind of three big pieces of policy, three documents that you may well be aware of, but if you're not, it's worth going online and seeing if you can have a look, because they contain really important information. Next slide, please. I imagine that you are all familiar with the Sustainable Development Goals, and we have 5 years to go. That's a bit of a stretch objective to think that we can achieve these goals in the next 5 years, but it is something that we are committed to action on. And as a nursing family, we have such a big role to play as professionals with citizens, with other professionals, and how it is that we make a difference to the world right now. And whilst there are certain SDGs that are obvious, where we have a role to play, actually, I believe that nursing has something to say and a difference to make on every single one of these 17 goals. So moving on, please. The global strategic directions for nursing and midwifery. This document that came out in 2020 to look at our way forward. And these 4 strategic directions are still at the heart of what we are working on as a global nursing family. At the World Health Assembly this year, the time frame was extended. And so we have another 5 years to work together on these strategic directions. And you can see here, education is at the heart, sorry, about jobs and retention, looking at where things are most needed, strengthening leadership. And we believe that we have a really important role to play as Nursing Now Challenge about how we work with those of you who are students and an early career to really strengthen leadership throughout health and academic systems. And lastly, but maybe most importantly, is ensuring that nurses are supported, respected as professionals in their workplaces and in society. So this year, you may well be aware, I hope you are, the State of the World's Nursing Report 2025 was launched. The Burdett Trust for Nursing funded this report, and it is a really I guess, quite a sobering look at where we are. And there's some really important recommendations. We are such a powerful force for addressing health inequalities and social injustice, ensuring that people are able to access health services and taking forward the health-related sustainable development goals, but all of them promoting gender equality, so strengthening and empowering the profession. We have such a lot of work to do collectively, but the State of the World's Nursing recommendations give us a real focus for collective action, and they inform much of the work that we are doing as a Nursing Now Challenge, thinking about how we look at these recommendations and take them forward. Next slide, please. So let's just look a little more at the recommendations themselves. So these are the first four. Expanding employment, particularly ensuring that in underserved regions, people have access to nursing care, strengthening education, improving working conditions, pay, equity, and mental well-being support, which is so important and was highlighted in the report as a real issue that is an increasing challenge. And looking again at advanced nursing practice roles and the importance that those roles can play in meeting population need. As we all know, harnessing digital technologies, there was a great section in the report about AI in nursing, which is something that is changing so rapidly. And how is it that we balance the use of digital technologies to support high quality nursing care with the fact that AI and other technologies are actually huge consumers of power and problematic in terms of climate responsive care. So how do we balance those things really wisely as nurses as we think about our use of digital? Promoting gender equity and leadership that we have mentioned already. Next slide, please. So I'm just going to introduce a video that introduces Nursing Now Challenge, and then I'm going to hand over to Hassan.
Thank you, Claire.
The Nursing Now Challenge is a global community of early career nurses and midwives like myself.
It is this vast, boundless global network that is huge. It's immense, spreading from the Americas to Africa to the Western Pacific and beyond.
At its core, it aims to empower young nurses and midwives like myself to be leaders and drivers of change in our communities and in every level of healthcare that we occupy.
I cannot even put words to describe how powerful and how pivotal and influential this opportunity has been for me in my nursing career.
Joining the Nursing Now Challenge was a leap of faith, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions I have made.
This experience has enabled me to network with other young nurses in healthcare to bring up innovative ideas.
This community of Nursing Now Challenge gives us a voice.
I've joined global discussions, moderated my own webinar series, connected with inspiring academics worldwide.
My colleagues like Sana, who shook the worlds of lawmakers at the World Health Assembly, and nurses like Lincoln, who are paving the future of our profession through AI technology.
The most important one for me as well is leveraging innovation to address those healthcare challenges.
Through the Nursing Now Challenge Global Solutions initiatives, courses like the Health Action Training and other webinars and workshops on global health issues, you get an opportunity to interact with global health leaders in different spaces.
Being part of the Nursing Now Challenge is really transformative.
It's transformative.
Transformational, profound, and innovative.
Nursing Now Challenge is much more than just a international collaboration network.
It's a movement that amplifies the voices of nurses and midwives.
One of the greatest benefits of the National Challenge is the power of connection.
It is very special and it is very empowering.
It has been the best thing I've ever done.
Achieving universal health coverage and healthcare for all is actually possible, and we are making it happen.
The statistics are powerful, but the impact of the Nursing Now Challenge remains immeasurable.
So join us today.
I think it's just a very fascinating video that always gives me a very rush of feelings whenever I watch it. Hi everyone, good morning and good day, wherever you are. I am Hassan and I'm a member of the Challengers Committee member and I'm a nurse from Sudan. Amazing network that we have today, more than 250 members of the Nursing Now Challenge Global Network, working with individuals, health employers, universities, colleges around the world to champion leadership development opportunities for students and educated nurses and midwives. And it's always free for individuals, members, and organizations to join. If you can go to the next slide, please. With a very wide representation and a very diverse network of leaders, we've been to places so far as educated nurses. Next slide, please. And here you can see the integral part to the governance advisory board, which combines a powerful and diverse group of people like Clare here with us today, and Besley, the former Chief Nursing Officer of England, and very inspiring early career leaders like my colleagues Sana and Amy. They are integral to the leadership of this challenge. But when it comes to real work, the Challengers Committee are a group of motivated students and early career nurses and midwives who work with the Nursing Now Challenge to identify innovative ways to actively support the nursing and midwifery agenda and across the countries and regions where they are. Today we've got more than 100 members in the Challengers Committee, and my colleague Sanele will talk us about it a little bit in a moment. To show you a little bit of the opportunities that we have with the Nursing Now Challenge, one of them is the health action training, and I can see few people from the heart training is actually in the chat. So thanks to funding from Burdett Trust, members of the NNC can benefit from the heart training courses, which uses techniques drawn from the actor training applied to drama teaching to improve person-centered communication. These are different courses to suit people across the different time zones, and even short weekly sessions on Fridays to promote members' well-being. The Challengers Committee members have access to a bespoke leadership training provided by the HAT team that entails professional coaching and a dynamic series of online workshops and webinars to support leadership development. In addition to that, there is the Nursing Now Global Solution Initiative, which enables members to connect with a diverse range of organizations addressing a range of global health issues over 6 to 8 weeks. The NNC and a partner organization host a series of online sessions designed to help partners and participants to gain a deeper understanding of a specific topic. Topics have been covered up to date, like antimicrobial resistance, nutrition, mis and disinformation, and vaccine equity and acceptance. At the end of each Global Solution Initiative, participants submit a short concept note outlining their proposed solution to the issue, and one or more winners typically selected to have a prize. The prize is supporting the professional development and may include opportunities such as presenting at a global health conference, receiving mentoring, or having work published. Another interesting and exciting space that we have within the Nursing Now Challenge is the Global Book Club, which is designed to foster enriching conversation for nurses and midwives worldwide, promoting culture of continuous learning and reflections and collaboration, which hold every quarter, and each session have members of the Challengers Committee interviewing a featured author to guide a discussion exploring key themes and insights raised within the books. Transformative experience, and I have been to one of those sessions. And we've got the Grassroots podcast, which have been officially launched at this point of time, and now you can watch the first episode on YouTube and Spotify. Would you like to play the video? I think it would be better exploring that.
Grassroots is a new podcast
which takes in-depth look at the experiences of nurses and midwives around the world.
Each episode brings you real stories of creativity,
leadership, and resilience,
showing how nurses and midwives are shaping the future of healthcare.
Sometimes in the most unexpected and difficult situations.
Whether you're a registered nurse, midwife,
a student, or just curious about global health,
Grassroots has something inspiring to offer.
So check out
Grassroots
from the National Challenge, available
everywhere now.
And on this amazing point, the very first episode has been launched in which Benedetta and Michele, the winners of the Nursing Now Global Solution Initiative, and in collaboration with Sapien Vaccine Institute of Global Health, Sapien Vaccination Institute Global Health Consortium of GBV, discussed their work to raise awareness of HPV and cervical cancer, breaking stigma and empowering nurses to lead prevention and education efforts. So what is actually coming soon? What is next for us? On the 12th of December, we'll be joined by Dr. Voda Rodalla, who will be leading a writing workshop for the members of Nursing Now Challenge community. And on the 16th, we will hold the third webinar in our ongoing series in collaboration with Edinburgh University's Antimicrobial Resistance Future Lab. The session will focus on leadership advocacy, tackling antimicrobial resistance, and will feature Scotland's new Chief Nursing Officer and our former Programme Director, Professor Aisha Hollery. You can always head to the website to find the links to the registers. And there is a lot coming in 2026 actually, including the debate, which is a dynamic series that will bring together nurses, healthcare leaders, educators, and policymakers from around the world to explore the findings of the State of the World Nursing Report, having critical conversations and debates on the most pressing issues facing the nursing profession today. We hope that all of these series will have and drive the shift from the data to dialogue and meaningful actions and lasting change. And at the end, we've got the planetary health, where we're working with members of the NNC to develop a series of sessions that would highlight the vital role of nurses and midwives in tackling climate crisis and advancing planetary health. Through 6 regional spotlight sessions, this series will have and share evidence, innovations, and stories from nurses and midwives leading change in their communities. From climate justice to sustainable health system to disaster preparedness, we'll explore how nursing and midwifery leadership can shape healthier and more sustainable future for all. And on this note, I will hand over to my colleague Sanele to talk about the Challengers Committee members.
Thank you so much, Hassan. Good morning, everybody. My name is Sanele Lukhele from South Africa. I am one of the Africa Regional Hub co-chairs, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to our welcome webinar. I will be speaking more about the Challengers Committee. The Challengers Committee is made up of students and early career nurses and midwives who work with the Nursing Now Challenge team to identify innovative ways to support nurses and midwives in their roles as leaders, practitioners, and advocates in health, and demonstrate that nursing and midwifery are exciting and rewarding careers in order to improve recruitment and retention on a global scale. This dynamic group of emerging nurses and midwife leaders represents diverse countries, cultures, and practice settings. But despite their different backgrounds, all our different backgrounds, we share a common vision to strengthen global nursing leadership and to amplify the voice of early career nurses and midwives across the world. The Challengers Committee is organized through 6 regional hubs, each representing one of the World Health Organization regions. These regional hubs ensure that every part of the world has a seat and on the table, with each regional hub co-chair helping to guide the work, support peers, and bring regional perspectives into the global conversations. So we have the Africa regional hub, which I am a part of, and then we have the Americas, and then we have the Eastern Mediterranean regional hub, and then we have next slide, please. Europe, Southeast Asia, and Western Pacific. So we invite you to join the Challengers Committee. We are excited to learn and grow with you and watch you lead as well. So to join the Challengers Committee, please send an email to challengers@nursingnow.global. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've already enjoyed the first half of this so much. Watching those videos and listening to everyone speak just makes me so happy. So my name's Darcie O'Connell, and you might be able to tell by the accent. I'm from Australia. So I am just about to finish my undergraduate degree in a Bachelor of Nursing Advanced Studies at the University of Sydney. I'm a little bit jealous of the Scottish weather because it's 37 degrees here in Sydney, so it's a little bit too hot for my liking. But today I was asked to talk about my experience of the Nursing Now Challenge. So I joined the Nursing Now Challenge as the Western Pacific Region co-chair, one of the co-chairs with Hazel and Aaron in January. And look, 5 minutes is not enough to really wrap up the experience and go through all the learnings and the value. I think in that earlier video, some of the words I used were pivotal, profound, transformative, influential, and it really carries through. I think a pivotal moment for me as a student nurse, so coming in my final year of my undergraduate degree, when you get to that final year, as I'm sure most of you can understand, it can feel like you're just thinking about the next clinical placement and the next essay and just focusing on ticking those boxes. But the Nursing Now Challenge has really pushed me and challenged me to think big and not just think about what's in front of me. Of course, nursing, we have clinical tasks and we have our patients and we have our shift planners, and we're constantly, going, am I on day shift this week? Am I on night shift next week? And you can sometimes, and I've found as my experience as a student nurse, you can lose sight of what you're doing and what your purpose is. And being a student nurse and an early career nurse, Nursing Now Challenge really reminds you of why you do what you do. One of my favourite moments from this year, there's been so many, but was the Western Pacific Regional Hub's launch of the State of the World Nursing Report. And not only was that event great within itself to look at the report and have great discussions, we only had an hour, but the group of people we had on our webinar, I think we probably needed a 4-day workshop to unpack everything. But even prior to that webinar, the discussions about what the theme would be, what some of the things we were picking out, were really, really solidifying. So, for example, one of our overarching theme, which I think really, not just for our region, but for all the regions across the Nursing Now Challenge, committee, our theme we chose was diverse in practice and united in purpose. And I think that is a common theme for all nurses across the globe. And that was really pivotal in reminding me that, yes, we have clinical tasks and we have our shifts and we have our patients, like I've said, but at the heart of what we do is people, leadership, and culture. So for me personally, it's been great networking. I've learned so much, but it has really taken my career in a direction that I didn't think it was going to go. I think if you asked me, I come from a big family of nurses, and I feel like I accidentally fell into nursing. But it wasn't until I started and became, joined the Nursing Now Challenge that I really found that sense of belonging, and I found my spot in the profession, which was really nice. I was never that first or second year student that knew they wanted to go into pediatrics or knew they wanted to do midwifery or knew they wanted to do mental health. I like all clinical practice. I don't really have a preference. So as I was approaching my final year, I was like, oh my goodness, where am I going to go? And the Nursing Now Challenge has pushed me in a direction, as I said, I didn't think I was going to go. And now I'm looking, and my passion and where I want to take my career, and I've just done a big research proposal for next year, is looking at early career nurses, our professional identity, and the culture of our profession. Because ultimately, that's what underpins safe, high-quality clinical practice. So if you had have asked me, a young 18-year-old, fresh out of high school, are you going to go and do an honours degree and delve into research? I would have absolutely said no. But that's what the Nursing Now Challenge has, opened my eyes up to. And I think every single student nurse from day one, every single early career nurse should be engaging with this. It is so, so important to keep our early career nurses and our student nurses thinking big, not just what's in front of them. And it's very easy. We all get guilty of doing it no matter what stage of our career we're in. So that's been my experience. I've got some lovely dot points there too that probably say it a little bit more succinctly. But as I said, I can't really wrap it up in 5 minutes. It's been so transformative, but it's just invaluable. And I do really, really think we should all, if you're at a university, if you're an educator at a university, I really do urge you to push your undergraduate students, push your master's students, whoever it may be, to join this challenge, because it does open your eyes and challenge your thinking in ways that I don't think our usual realms of education do. So I hope that answers some questions, and that's a little bit about my experience.
Thanks, Darcie. I think I'm on this the slate to go next, so I'll jump straight in. And this is seamless, isn't it? Wonderful. And wow, what smile on my face joining today. Thanks everybody who's already spoken. And it's kind of incredible. Oh, there's everybody. Super. It's good to see everyone. It's kind of amazing to see how much opportunity the Nursing Now Challenge has out there for everyone. So I'm Dr. Karl Tizzard-Kleister. I'm the founder and director of Health Action Training. You've heard a little bit about who we are and what we do from Hassan and others. We've been absolutely delighted to be working with the Nursing Now Challenge for coming up to 4.5 years now. And it's been such an amazing experience working with Hannah and the team and everybody we've worked with and all of the nurses who joined. I'm very excited for Gemma coming in, and I'd love to get into working with you as well, Gemma, over the next few years. So first off, I have to admit I'm not a nurse. I feel like a slight imposter here because I have a PhD in nursing and drama, but I've never practiced as a nurse. So I can't say I'm a nurse, and I would always defer to all of you wonderful folks with more knowledge in nursing for that. I did a PhD looking at how drama can enhance nursing education. Off the back of that, I, with some of my wonderful colleagues, created this company called Health Action Training because we wanted to share this approach that we'd explored to people across the world. And the Nursing Now Challenge were the perfect partners to help us to do that. And thankfully, the Nursing Now Challenge seemed to like what we do too. So that's a win-win. So we have lots of opportunities that you can take up with in the Nursing Now Challenge. And thanks to the Burdett Trust for Nursing's generous funding, you can take it up for free. No cost to any individual nurse or organisation who sends their people to join our courses through the Nursing Now Challenge, because it's already funded, which is so important. And we've had so many people able to join us who wouldn't have been able to otherwise. And it's been incredible. We've had nurses from over 70 different countries join our courses in the last 4.5 years. And it's been a wonderful experience learning from them. So you might be thinking, why drama? Drama is used in our courses to enhance the experience. You may have had some training courses that essentially boil down to a speaker with a PowerPoint telling you what to do. That's not what our courses are about. Our courses are about actually doing it. So we use interactive, experiential, fun based, dialogue-based activities, interactive activities to explore ways of being, leadership, person-centered practice, which I'm a massive advocate for. We've heard from Darcie there about how people and culture are the heart of things, and I completely agree. And person-centered theory and practice help us with that, I think. And we have lots of different ways that we're doing it. And Hassan had done a really good job at summarizing those, but I'm going to go through them really briefly now just to emphasize the opportunities that each and every one of you have to come and join in what we do. So the first thing I would really want to promote actually is one of our newer kind of offerings. And this is something that I wanted to do because I felt it was important. And I really invite anybody here to join for those. And it's happening today, in fact. And they are our Take a Breath sessions. They are 15-minute sessions every Friday, and we've pretty much done every Friday but one so far, and we're hoping to be as consistent as we can every Friday. You can come along at 1 p.m. UK and Ireland time, and you can spend 15 minutes with us in a lunch break style self-care session. We'll do some breathing exercises, we'll do some mindfulness exercises, we'll do some writing exercises, and hopefully it's helpful. Lots of people have told me they found it really useful, and personally I find it incredibly useful as a practice to do. So I encourage anybody and everybody to join those. Welcome to everybody. We have our core courses, our Introduction to Health Action Training courses, which open periodically throughout the year. So keep your eye out through the Nursing Now Challenge network messaging to see when they're opening up. The next one should be in 2026 at some point. With those, we're also working very hard towards translating them into Spanish next year and delivering a Spanish language course, and then Arabic the year after. We have some wonderful partners who are helping us with those translations, and they're going to be leading those projects. So we are really pushing the global outreach of these programs in partnership with the Nursing Now Challenge and Burdett. We also, as Hassan said, have a leadership program for those who are in the Challenges Committee. Now, this leadership program is something I'm incredibly proud of, and I've worked very hard with my colleague Manj, who's a professional coach. And through that partnership, we are able to offer professional level coaching, mentoring, one-to-one coaching with Manj. And as part of that program, as well as our kind of workshop-based practice in group settings to really amplify that. The other thing that I can point towards is our Train the Trainer pathway, which we do offer through the Nursing Now Challenge as well. We only have one coming up in 2026. It's not too clear yet what we'll have after that. It's kind of the step up, and for us and our approach, and personally as well, I want my idea, the use of drama in nursing education, to be shared as far and wide as possible. And that's what we can do with the Nursing Now Challenge. Now, that's a little bit more involved. We have some wonderful folk. Hazel, in fact, is a qualified hat trainer, as we like to say. And there's others in the Nursing Now Challenge network who have done those programs and are actually delivering our kind of hat workshops, for want of a better term, in their own areas, in their own styles, with us, with our support, at arm's length, in lots of different ways, and really making impacts happen in wonderful, interesting ripple effect ways across the globe. I'm going to stop talking, otherwise I'll keep going on and on and on and on, and nobody needs to hear that. But the last message I'll say is the Nursing Now Challenge is an incredible network that brings people together and gives so many opportunities. You've seen today how many there are, and is always looking for new ways to do things. Reach out to the network leads, to your hub leads. If you have an idea of something, they will take it, they will grab it, and they will make it happen with you. And that's the power of this network. Come and join Health Action Training programs. I'd love to see you there, even if it's every week on the Take a Breath sessions. It's only 15 minutes, and you all deserve the chance to take a breath. So I'll stop talking because I will keep going. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Karl, and thank you so much to all of our speakers, our challengers that have shared their experience and the information around the Nursing Now Challenge and everything that it offers. My goodness, it is so incredibly impressive and so exciting for me today to be stepping into the role as the new programme director. So today is day 2, the start of day 2. So I am very, very much brand new to the role. But gosh, the energy just on this call today and the conversations I've had already are just super exciting. So a little bit briefly about me. So I'm a Professor and Associate Dean for Practice at Nottingham Trent University, based in the East Midlands of England. And I'm also a registered mental health nurse of 25 years now. But this role really for me is the most exciting next step in terms of where my research and practice over the last 25 years has taken me. So the next chapter for Nursing Now Challenge is not something that I'm going to be defining today. It's absolutely going to be a co-produced approach to really understanding what our community would value and what resources within our broader ecosystem will enable us to achieve the aims and the ambitions of the community. And so I'm committing to really investing in those in-depth conversations and genuinely listening with fascination to all of those of you that have been involved in the network, our new members, our broader and wider stakeholders and partners as well, to just really understand all of where we could go and the opportunities that we do have. But something that's really kind of driving my perspective and the way in which I approach this role and this opportunity is a long-term commitment to understanding through research and practice the experience of students learning in practice and transitioning to their registered roles as early career professionals. And I've got a real strong commitment to changing the narrative around that experience, because often it's described as a really challenging experience where the students and early career nurses are required to develop some toughness, some what's framed as resilience in order to be able to navigate through that. And those that don't find that easy to develop end up really experiencing serious challenges and questioning whether or not nursing's the right profession for them. So my agenda really is about to change that rhetoric around students and early career nurses as lacking anything. We've really got to think about how is the system enabling our students and early career nurses to flourish, and how are we actually thinking about resilience as a collective capacity to adapt, to learn, to renew, and just to grow across the whole system, from individuals to communities to organisations to that broader systems level. And I'm very much influenced by the ecological framing of resilience. And I really like this analogy of a forest. So you would never create a resilient forest by just having strong individual trees. You need that entire ecosystem. And it is really the relationships between the trees, the soil microbiome, the water systems, the wildlife, all working together. And that's the same in healthcare. It is not about individual strength. It really is about community. And that's where I see the Nursing Now Challenge playing such a significant part. So we're not making our individual challenges tougher. We are actually creating these resilient communities, but they're supporting each other, as you've heard today, but they're also influencing at that systems level and bringing this incredibly valuable, unique insight to those that haven't got that opportunity to really understand what it feels like to be working and learning within the practice setting now and across the world. And we shouldn't be expecting people to wait 20 years to have opportunity to share those experiences. Those insights are absolutely imperative right now. So that's really what's informing my vision. Let's build this ecosystem together. Let's create those connections, share our learning, and really develop that collective capacity to make improvements and make change to our health and care system globally. And we're not doing this in isolation. We're doing this as part of a broader community that does, as you've heard from our challengers, have the power to create real change. So I am so excited to be working with you all as established and new members of this network. And we've got time now to have some questions from you. So open the floor and thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much, Gemma. That's just great. And we have been really excited waiting for you to start. And we're thrilled that you are here with us now. And we're looking forward to working together. Questions, would you like to put them in the chat and then we can invite you to unmute? Is there anything that you'd like to ask any of our Challengers Committee or ourselves about Nursing Now Challenge, or anything that you'd like to say, or anything that you've noticed, or anything you're curious about? Please don't be shy. We'd be delighted to hear from you. Shani, would you like to unmute yourself? Great, welcome.
Hi. I'm new to this, so I don't know if I'm asking a relevant question. I'm a nurse from India. I'm a community health nurse, and I see there is a lot of, we lack community nurses and home care nursing. And that's kind of an area that I would like to... Audible?
I'm sorry, we lost you at the end then.
Am I audible now?
Yes, could you just ask the end of your question again?
Okay. I just want to know how to, I want to provide leadership for home care nursing. I would like to know how I can do that.
So if I understand correctly, your question is, I wonder, Martine, I think Dr. Nehemiah, we're getting some feedback from Dr. Nehemiah. I wonder if we could mute Dr. Nehemiah if he's not able to do it himself. Great. So Shani, if I understand your question, it's about how you could develop your career in home care nursing. Was that correct? Did I understand that correctly? Hi, Shani. Do you want to just unmute yourself briefly? Did I understand your question correctly? How you could provide...
Yeah, sorry, I had connection issues. Am I audible now?
Yes, you certainly are.
I want to promote home care nursing and community nursing by professional nurses, as opposed to what we have right now. Nurses are reluctant to get into home care nursing and community health nursing. So I have already jumped into it, but I want also to encourage and make it sustainable for nurses. The point of view of the population who needs their care and professional nursing, also to bring dignity to nurses who work outside the traditional bedside nursing. That is what is popular. And the young nurses here feel like they have just little experience and then migrate. So migration is promoted in the colleges, in the families, in the community, and everywhere, at all levels, policy levels, etc. So I want to, provide leadership, be an example, be also be a coach and mentor, whatever way. I've not figured out how to do it, but I want to do it.
Fantastic. I applaud and totally support your vision, because community nursing is my background. Before I came to the Burdett Trust, I was the chief executive of the Queen's Nursing Institute Scotland, which is all about nursing in the community. I think that's a huge topic and one we can definitely explore, but I think I'll point you to the podcasts, because the podcasts that are being developed, many of them are addressing topics that are absolutely about public health, and how we engage with citizens about health, and nursing's voice in community and public health, which is just so important. But Shani, we could certainly connect you with inspirational leaders in the UK, and it may be that we can do that more globally. Certainly across Africa, there are amazing community nursing leaders who are doing fabulous work. with communities, but it is absolutely, if we're going to meet the Sustainable Development Goals, then working with and in communities is definitely the way that we need to kind of, dial that up alongside our secondary care colleagues. But certainly your vision is one we chime really strongly with, and certainly something that the Challenges Committee may want to be thoughtful about. How could we engage in some more kind of strategic level dialogue about how we profile the inspiring work that nurses are doing in communities and encourage students and early career nurses to think about where their heart lies. But sometimes it's just that people don't have experience of phenomenal, inspiring nurses in their communities. And how can we profile those leaders who are pioneers in the communities we work with? Any comments on that or any further questions? Please do kind of raise your hand or unmute yourself and jump in.
I think it's really important, Claire, as well. I know when I came into my undergraduate degree, and like similar to a lot of my peers, you come in and you're like, I want to be in intensive care and I want to be in emergency. Don't love this term, the so-called, sexy nursing roles, which I think the media has got a lot to do with, the only highly skilled nurses are those that work in an emergency department or in intensive care. And it was really interesting with when I started my degree, and you do go in with preconceived notions, but our educators, I'm at the University of Sydney, worked very, very hard and really showcased how wonderful community and primary healthcare nursing is. And we had so many, I think I'd say over 20 of my peers in a fairly small cohort going into community nursing new graduate roles. So I definitely think it is on the rise, and New Zealand is another country that do it really, really well as well.
Brilliant. That's really great to hear, Darcie. Thank you. And I think sometimes nurses who work in communities are sometimes a bit hidden. So when I was at the Queen's Nursing Institute Scotland, we worked really hard to kind of shine a light on those who are doing different roles. So obviously in Scotland, the oil and gas industry is big. So we were highlighting the roles of nurses who worked offshore on oil platforms, doing kind of primary prevention and mental health support with oil workers offshore. We were working, highlighting nurses who work in police custody, who support people who are either in mental health crisis or have significant health challenges, who find themselves in the custody suites, nurses who work in homeless outreach, nurses who work in schools, and their roles are not seen in the same way, as you say, Darcie, as A&E, sort of intensive care. They tend to be the areas that people perhaps more commonly see as what is where nursing innovation happens. Hassan and then Karl.
Thank you. I just wanted to just comment to the point of community health nursing. I am a community health nurse myself, and it's way more exciting, if I might say, than the clinical nursing. I have worked in places that I would never dream to do. I've been to frontline on internally displaced population camps. I've been to United Nations missions. I've been to policy spaces. I've been to homelessness shelters. I've been working on things that is really, really you wouldn't expect on the day job of the nurse. But all of those who were around me, they were nurses. And it is much more exciting, from vaccinating children to, providing health education into community, looking into public health outreach. All of these are really exciting, and community health nurses, I just take pride in that because I revolve my entire career around it. But I think community health nurses are really, really just the tip of the iceberg of what they actually do, what you actually see. So yeah, it is a fantastic career.
Thank you, Hassan. Karl, did you want to come in?
Yes, please. And Hassan, what a brilliant precursor to what I'm going to say here. One of the things that this network does incredibly well is bring people together. There will be hundreds, thousands of people in this network who are working in community care settings, and you can connect with them now, Shani. And that's for any kind of, I don't want to use the term silo of nursing, whatever area of nursing you're in, and you feel, oh, my area, I need more support in. I can't see it around me. Reach out to the Nursing Now Challenge. I guarantee there will be people working in that space. And what's amazing about it, working in that space in different contexts and different countries, and the amount you can learn from your colleagues and your peers about how they're practicing, the studies that they've had. And you'll surprise yourself, Shani, maybe you will be able to help colleagues and peers as well with the knowledge that you have, and you can become a leader that way as well. That's one of the massive benefits of this network, folks, is connections with people who are doing similar work to you in very different and exciting contexts. And what a way to learn and develop and grow, but connecting with them and learning with and through and from them. So yeah. And one example from Hassan. What we could all learn from you, Hassan. Amazing.
Thank you. Any other thoughts, questions, comments that anyone would like to make? It? Feel free to unmute yourself and come in, or raise your hand, whichever you feel more comfortable with.
There was a question, Claire, in the chat about how we can promote the network, and I was just going to share my thoughts around that. And obviously there are some wonderful materials. You've seen some of them today that capture the value of the Nursing Now Challenge really brilliantly. But from my perspective, we are very much relying on the kind of organic approach to growth. So it's people that are engaged in today's call, in all of the other activities, that then can speak so positively about that experience, that then can encourage others to engage. And I think that we are all ambassadors of the Nursing Now Challenge, and that's how we should think about the opportunity for that spread and scale. So I guess putting it back to all of us and thinking about who could we connect with, who could we encourage, and whether that be a higher education organisation, an employer of nurses, or individuals that would just really benefit from this network, really giving them the push and the encouragement that they may need to join.
Thank you, Gemma. And I think that's very much at the heart of kind of who we are, is that sort of relational person-to-person network growing. So please do kind of connect with others. Marie, you have put on your camera and unmuted yourself. Welcome.
Hello, Claire. Thank you. And congratulations, Gemma. What a great colleague contribute you're going to make to this amazing organization and movement. And I think I've been thinking about that question too. And we all know so many organizations, free nursing organizations, networks, locally, regionally, nationally, that maybe Nursing Now could be a real repository and signposter to. So if, for example, Shani's interested in community nursing, me in my world of end of life and palliative care, there's a real crossover and intersection there. So we would love to think about ways where we could make our offer more explicit and more engaging. So because there is so much we have in common. So maybe we could think about how we could really signpost to the Canadian Nursing Association. There's amazing free associations that would be wonderfully able to connect with. So I think you're a wonderful light for us all to come to really find our local, national or regional resources to really enhance what we can do locally. And great session today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marie, for that feedback and those ideas. I think that's really wise, and we need to all suggestions welcome as to the how, how we do that in the most effective way. So thank you. Great. Well, our hour is coming to a close, and thank you so much for joining. Hassan, thank you for giving us a guided tour of the fabulous things that Nursing Now Challenge has to offer. Sanele, thank you so much for your guide to the Challenges Committee and a real encouragement for students and early career nurses to actually get involved and join the Challenges Committee. Thank you so much. Darcie, what a great, powerful story. Your energy and testimony is a real inspiration to us. Thank you so much. And Karl, what a great advert for the health action training. I imagine everyone will be signing up rapidly to get involved. It's a great opportunity, and we really are hugely appreciative of the partnership and of all the work that you do at Health Action Training. Martine and Hannah behind the scenes, thank you so much for enabling our time together this morning. We really appreciate all the admin and technical support that goes into enabling us to gather from across the world. Gemma, we are just so delighted to have you with us. Really looking forward to working with your leadership and having you with us. So thank you, delighted, marvellous. So wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is, I hope the rest of your day begins or ends well. Thank you so much for being with us, and please stay connected. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Claire. Lovely session. Great.